salty breeze in my room. On and on and on and on. Salty breeze and the waves, the slow pace. Salty breeze and the waves, matter of place.
One, two, three, four.
I am not a raincoat here to keep you warm. Then go back in the closet after the storm. I'm not a match simply waiting to burn. All I am is a friend, your friend to the end. I'm not your impression of a sea wish. You loved more than everything you gave for it. I'm not here to criticize the risk. All I am is a friend, your friend to the end. All I am is a friend, your friend to the end.
너무 크다.
I am not a witness here to call you in for the things that you done or the thing that you did. And I'm not the shadow of anyone you've been. All I am is a friend, your friend to the end. All I am is a friend, your friend to the end. All I am is a friend, your friend to the end.
One, two, three, four.
I am not a raincoat here to keep you warm. Then go back in the closet after the storm. I'm not a match simply waiting to burn. All I am is a friend, your friend to the end. Not your impression of a city wish. You loved more than everything you gave for it. And I'm not here to criticize the risk. All I am is a friend, your friend to the end. All I am is a friend, your friend to the end. I am not a witness here to call you in for the things that you done or the thing that you did. And I'm not the shadow of anyone you've been. All I am you.